that John Deere 140 that I put the K341 in to let you see what I was talking about the exhaust. This was the original exhaust, or the original muffler that came on it. And as you can see, it's a pretty good size hole. It's like 1 3/8 or so. I can't remember for sure. And this is the 140 exhaust. And I'll see if I can put it up there and let you see the difference in size. You know, that's a pretty good difference in size. This basically fits under the heat shield, and of course this one was way too long and a little bit bigger in diameter. So on a whim, I wasn't really sure if it would work or not. This is a muffler from I think it's a 314, John Deere 314, and I thought that might work, but again, it's still too long, and it too is about the same diameter as the original muffler there, but it had the turnout and had about the same size, I guess you call that an inlet, as this one does, but still it was too big, too wide, wouldn't work. So me not being a fabricator, I had to try to just use what I could, which was some galvanized pipe and a pepper pot muffler. And there's the 110. This one daily gets used about weekly mowing the yard. It's a good mower. Spent a long time fixing that one. It's not as clean as it was when I first made a video on it, or for it. And got to find me a plow to put on the back of that thing. But some other stuff I worked on. There's my 80 cart. My mule drive for a mower, if I ever get one. Basically just cleaned it back up, primed it, painted it. On there. There's the top to the hydro. That's the muffler bracket for the original 140 muffler. And then the shielding for the side goes behind the carburetor. Yeah, forgot to put that back on. So I've got to take the carburetor off, put that back on. My muffler pieces from trying to figure out if this was going to work or not. This is the original muffler, or the exhaust manifold that came out of the K341. And tell you what, that's a thick, heavy piece right there. And if you were to get a replacement from John Deere, it's about $65. And that's the end of the 140 muffler that I cut off to see if I could just, what I might be able to use to fit. And bought some, I actually got these off eBay, brass drain plugs, valves that you put under the Kohler motors, and it's easy. You just put you a piece of 5/8 inch pipe or tubing on there, unscrew the valve and drain the oil. But I kind of like the idea, after changing the oil a few times in these Kohlers, to leave the magnetized plug in there, because it does keep some of the oil filings on the plug instead of going back up into the oil. And of course, I can't make any videos about doing anything because it takes me forever to do something. Somebody had left a message on the last video or whatnot about the Kohler manuals, and all these manuals that I've gotten offline, and basically you just have to look for them. I got this one, A Guide to Engine Rebuilding, and I believe I got it from vintagewheelhorses.com, and I'm not sure if that's still a viable web address, but I do believe that's where I got this one from. Basically all my manuals is looking up online finding the part numbers and then Googling the part numbers or going to obscure places, and sometimes you get lucky and you're able to download a PDF file or something like that. But that's where I've gotten all my manuals. And that's really it. Got the Camaro undercover. Got a 69 327 from a Chevelle that I'm going to put in the Camaro. Couldn't find a 69 327 from a Camaro. Chevelle's about the closest I could find. I've been looking for a really long time, but that was the closest I could get. Runs excellent. Runs very well. Knew the fire guy the firefighter that had it in his Chevelle that he was putting an LS1 motor in his, so I got that one. And all my parts. There. Really, that's it. Just working on the 140. I know I don't make any videos about actually working on something, because again, it takes me forever. Don't really do very good video editing. But again, 16 horsepower Kohler in the 140, and seems to make some really good power. My light switch doesn't work. Got the lights wired up. The lights do work if you bypass the switch. Just got to get a new light switch. I think this is an original one, but it's not working. Again, gotta fix that leak. If you ever have to work on these hydro things, I tell you what, they're a pain. And I don't know if you can see up in there. I doubt if you can. But if you ever have to mess with these things and take off the tubing, it's really, really hard to get in there to tighten these fittings up. And I found what works really well in tightening those fittings up in there, where you have to get a 2-year-old child's hands up in there, is to get some of these. I think they call them crow's foot wrenches. An 11/16 and a 3/4, I believe, is what you need. And those things work really well. Real well. But that's it for now.